I'm probably never going to quit Fortnite. I've been playing since January of 2018, right before the Season 2 map update. I've known about the game since Season 1. I was introduced by a friend who would upload clips in like October 2017 of him playing the game. One day, I want to say like after Christmas break, my brother had came back from my dad's and he had the game installed. And I was like, what? It's free? He's like, yeah, it's free. So that was the first time I ever played Fortnite. I don't remember much from that game. I think it might be a false memory, but I think I remember landing near like a shack or something. That was way back in 2018. And you already know Fortnite was this crazy monoculture moment. A lot of people had never been introduced to a battle royale before Fortnite. It was on console. It was cartoony. It wasn't realistic. So like everyone can kind of get in and play. They put it on mobile. Just I don't think Fortnite will be topped in a very long time. I remember going to school. Everyone, even girls were talking about it. Hearing about Fortnite on the radio. You turn on the news and Fortnite was being talked about. Like when I say this game was everywhere, it was everywhere, okay? And I remember around like the middle towards the end of chapter 1, people were joking about season 20, season 50, season 30, haha, whatever. And I remember, 2019, 2020, those 2 years thinking, will I be playing Fortnite next year? And I'd be like, well, it's next year and I'm still playing the game. And eventually I just stopped thinking about it. Like, okay, who cares? Fortnite is clearly a game that is here to stay. I remember all the downfall videos. It doesn't matter. This game is here to stay. Love it or hate it. And I had this thought then, and I have this thought now. I don't think I'm going to ever quit the game. I think I'll just slow down on it. I don't think I've ever quit a game, to be honest. Maybe Dead by Daylight, but even then, like, that wasn't, like, my main game, I just put some hours into it, got frustrated, and haven't touched it since. But in terms of, like, a main game that I loved, like, I've never quit. I still play Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1 and Garden Warfare 2. I've been replaying through all the old Pokemon games. I beat Fire Red. I beat Heart Gold. Now I'm on Pokemon Emerald. I know those are single player games, but you get the idea. I've never quit a game. I've just slowed down on it. And I think that's what's going to happen with Fortnite. This June, I really thought about just like quitting the game, like full on, just like uninstall, don't touch it again. But I'm still here. Partly because sometimes there's no other game to play. I'm like, okay, I've played these other games. I don't know what to play. Might as well just hop on Fortnite. Why not? I've changed my priorities. And I have slowed down on Fortnite these past years. I think the game's gotten worse. I've had this idea for a while, but it was really iTalk's video that he just uploaded that really made me think, yeah, why not just revisit it now? But the video that he uploaded 10 hours ago from the time of me recording this, why I fell out of love with Fortnite. And he just says everything that I'm saying. The characters, the settings, the menu. And when I say setting, I mean like the visuals. Fortnite's trying to be more realistic. They don't make good original skins anymore. They don't have as much characters they used to. Did you know that the Sunny skin was actually made by Donald Mustard's daughter? His daughter created that skin, or like came up with the idea. The only original Fortnite skins these days that interest me are the furry skins. I am serious when I say that. Those are the only skins that have character. I love them. But other than that, it's mostly just collabs, which I get sick of. I get tired of it. I hate to sound like the Chapter 2 era of people being like, oh man, are we getting too many collabs? Obviously, that's over and done with. We get collabs all the time now. You're probably used to it if you haven't already genuinely quit the game by now. Either way, despite everything, how I feel like, the monetization's gotten worse. I'm no longer spending money on the game. The quality of just everything from the maps, the new skins, the story still feels like, are we back? Are we not? I like the fact that Geno's in the battle pass, and on the map there's that thing that looks like the thing that Midas used in Chapter 2 Season 2's live event. That's great. They laid off, 1,000 employees. They introduced these metaverse modes that they didn't touch and then basically canceled and or abandoned it. And it's like you didn't even try. I have much more negative things to say about the game than positive. You know, I think the guns are all just cookie cutter. They introduced new guns that are basically just an older weapon that just looks different. Oh, we have another shotgun that shoots slow but does more damage, and this other shotgun that shoots fast but does less damage. Like, we've seen that again, time and time again. Why are we reskinning weapons when we could just bring back old weapons that people knew of that were iconic? Do we need a million Rangers and AKs and, like, you know what I mean? Despite that, there is still fun to be had. I think that Fortnite gameplay is unique compared to, you know, other games and other battle royales. Nothing compares to Fortnite. You know, just the thought of building or, you know, throwing down a shockwave. There's still fun to be had. And because there's, me personally, not too much competition of other games other live service games I want to play, I will be back on Fortnite again and again and again. You know, I think last season was forgettable. I think the past few years of Fortnite has been forgettable, but I still appeared, played a few games. Did I ever quit? No. I quit spending money on the game. That's definitely for sure. I don't like the new practices that they're doing. So there's that. But like in terms of playing the game, like, nope, I'm still here. I don't know when there will be a day where I don't get on the game, and it'll be a month, and then 2 months, then 3 months, and oh, what do you know? I haven't played the game in who knows how long. You know what I mean? That just hasn't happened. You know, even if I just open up the game to look at the shop or do some emotes in the lobby or whatever, I'll be back. And I'll be back again and again and again and again, even if it is just to play like 3 games of the season. The only live service games I actually play these days is like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch. Those are like my 2 main games. Those are my priority. And other than that, I'm mostly just playing single player games. Single player games and just other non like live service kind of games, you know. Like I said, I've been playing, you know, a ton of Pokemon. I got the game How to Fish because that game's been blown up. I want to play Silent Hill 2 remake in the future, in the not too distant future, you know. Far Far West has a big update coming tomorrow at the time we're recording this. When Halloween comes up, you know, I got some games I want to play. I've been playing, you know, like replaying some Halo games. I've been playing Night in the Woods, Power World. This game, like I said one last time, may not be my priority anymore. And every year I play it less and less. But despite that, I'll be back again, again, and again. I'll probably never quit this game.